Yeah, hi guys, Peter back for yet another video. Today I'm going to do an album review. I'm going to do U2, The Joshua Tree. I'm quite a big fan of U2. Always like their stuff. If from the Boy album, most of the 80s and into the 90s. Last few albums not so much, but I like a bulk of their material. So I used to listen to them a lot back in the day. So I thought I'd do The Joshua Tree today. Review that. Practically in 1987 when that came out, which I've got my notes here, came out in 1987. The first CD actually I ever bought, which is funnily enough, their fifth studio album, 50 minutes, 11 seconds, produced by Daniel Lanois and Brian Eno. It made number 3 in Australia, which is quite surprising to me. I thought it would be number 1, but it was huge anyhow. It made number 3. UK number 1, USA number 1. Over 25 million worldwide sales. So it's a huge album. U2, before I start with the review, U2 are quite polarizing to me. I've got friends, people I speak to who love them, and other people not so much. So good friends of mine even. So yeah, they're quite polarizing in that way, but there's no middle ground. There doesn't seem to be a middle ground with them. Either you love them or you don't, you hate them. But I always really liked them. And so here we go with the review. 11 tracks. Starts off with one of the singles, Where the Streets Have No Name. Great lyrics by Bono. Always socially conscious, political in a way. But this is quite a catchy tune. I mean, it just comes in slowly. You get the guitar of the edge coming in, and it just takes off. And I remember the clip with them in America. They're on top of this building. It's quite a well-known clip, and it was one of the big songs from the album, one of the singles, and a great song. And it's great. It's just one of those great U2 songs. I really loved it. What an awesome opening to the album. Then we get I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. Now, to me, this sounds very... I love the song and the clip, but I always loved it. But to me, it sounds very gospel-y sounding. It's got that religious feel to it. You can tell by the title, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For. But just a great song. Very well written song. As I said, the gospel-y feel, and it just grabs you. It just takes you in and grabs you, and it's another great song. So, this is a monumental album for them. I mean, everyone was listening to this. I remember back in the day. Now, With or Without You starts off slow with Bono does a fantastic vocal on this. With or Without You. Out of the 3 singles, the first 3 songs, it'd probably be my first or second, probably my favorite out of the 3, and I'll probably go second. Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For, and then Streets Have No Name. That's how out of the if you're just talking singles. But yeah, and Bono was said about this. I saw a video not long ago where Bono said, he said, when you think about it, With or Without You is a very, what did he say? Very unusual sounding song. He said people don't find it really unusual though because you've heard it so much, which is true. He said it's not quite like anything else, and it's quite unusual sounding, which I agree it is. But, it was flogged to death at the time. It's a great song. I love that one. Then we got Bullet the Blue Sky. I consider this a great album track. Starts off with the drum sound of Larry Mullen Jr. And just a great album cut. They always used to play this live. It went off a storm. People loved it. And especially it's very impacting, the vocals when he goes slapping down them dollar bills. Remember that lyric, 100, 200, one of the best parts of the song. I just love that part. And yeah, that was always a concert favorite they used to pull out and still do. Yeah, great album track, Bullet the Blue Sky. Very political though, as a lot of their material is. Then we get a very well sung song by Bono, Running to Stand Still. Very mellow, very slow, but no less great. I mean, it's just, this album has just got it's just a streak of great songs when you listen to them all the way through from the start of the album, and Running to Stand Still is no exception. Just a great U2 song. Now, this next song, I recently found out, Red Hill Mining Town, that there was a clip for this. Apparently they did, apart from those 3 singles, they did a clip for Red Hill Mining Town and In God's Country. But apparently with thoughts of releasing them as singles, that's what I've heard. And then they ditched the idea and went with those other songs as singles. But I have seen the clip. It's good. They're in like a coal mine in Red Hill Mining Town in the clip. This has always been a favourite of mine. I think the guitar opening is great. The bass and the drums sound really wonderful in this. The production on this album is wonderful. It's about the coal mining situation over there. It's again political, but what I noticed about it for me is the passion in Bono's voice. Now, that's what I get from a lot of the early U2. You get a lot of passion. You get Bono really, he sounds like he means it, if you know what I'm saying. And Red Hill Mining Town is just a catchy track too. It's just, I can listen to that time after time, that song. That's, even today, that is a great song. In God's Country's next. I find it's a good tune. Not as good as Red Hill Mining Town or some of the others, but it does hold up really well. I think it's a really good tune to follow those songs. Then Trip Through Your Wires. This is a bit quite underrated track. I really like it myself. It's got the harmonica in it. And yeah, just more great stuff from them on that. A Fine Moment from the album I've got here written down. You get a mellow song, which is about the death of one of Bono's friends. I can't recall the gentleman's name, but One Tree Hill. Quite mellow, quite emotive, which is a lot of that on this album. A really good album track. Then we get Exit. I like the bass on this, is really good. It's quite dynamic. It's got that light and shade. It's got that rocking out part and the slow part, and it's back and forth, so on. A really good song. Not my favourite on the album, but I think is a really good album track. And a mellow song, quite a somber song at the end. A good finale, Mothers That Have Disappeared. You can take from what you want from those, what you sort of get the idea what that's about. Not a pleasant subject, but there you have it. Okay, now I'm just gonna, not in any order, I'm just gonna give my 3 favourites. For me, I go With or Without You. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. And Red Hill Mining Town. Now, in my mind, Red Hill Mining Town is nearly my favourite song on here. But I just can't forget how good those singles were back in the day, With or Without You, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for. So yes, yeah, so that's that. So in all, a high quality album by the guys. Really from start to finish, it's quite epic actually. You might get, like you do with a lot of albums, even if they're great, you'll get a couple of songs that quite aren't as good as some of the others. You're going to get that, but those still are great songs. And I feel that maybe towards the finish a little bit, but that doesn't weaken the album in any way. It's a classic album. And I would say my favourite U2 album still to this day. I think it still packs a punch for me. I just love, the guys, of course, Bono, The Edge, Larry Mullen Jr., Adam Clayton. This is their peak for me. This is, some people will say Achtung Baby. That's more in a different direction, you could say, but this is where they built and hit this peak. And a lot of bands are like that. You get that peak and you might get They might maintain it or it might fall. But for me, this is still the U2 album to go to. And just a classic album, one of my favourite albums of all time. And a definite 10 out of 10, no question about it. Just a true classic. And it is true for me, what all the praise they lavish on the album is 100% justified, because it's just a true classic. And U2, although they've done some good stuff since, haven't quite matched it. But that's music, you know. You get that, you get bands it's like I said, guys reaching their peak, and then you get a drop off, or you get a slight drop off, whatever it may be. So there's my review of U2 album. Pretty glowing review, I know, but that's how I feel about it. 10 out of 10 for me. How do you feel about it? Do you like U2? I think they're good musicians and they write good songs. They're a bit political, but Bono's voice is really good on this album. He really singing up a storm. So let me know what you think of this album, and comment, subscribe, share, all those things. I look forward to doing many more videos. I'm trying to do all kinds of videos, guys. I'm trying to do whatever I could think of. I really enjoy making videos for everybody, and I hope you guys like them. So there you go. That's it. That's the 10 out of 10 for the Joshua Tree for me. See you guys very soon for another video, and it won't be too far away. Bye for now, guys. Bye.